A huge day for gay marriage. The Supreme Court says it is taking the case. Justices announced today they will hear arguments on the constitutionality of same-sex marriages. 24 News 8's Tom Hillen joins us in studio now. He went one-on-one with the Cooley Law professor. So what did he have to say? What's next?
Yeah, a lot to break down with this case, Marley. We do know that those oral arguments will happen in front of the Supreme Court in April, with a decision expected by the justices by late June.
The court will meet after oral argument in a group, the 9 of them, just the 9 of them, nobody else in the room, and they will make an initial vote just to get an idea of who's going where.
The cases that are the reason the High Court is taking up the same-sex marriage issue come from 4 states: Kentucky, Ohio, Tennessee, and Michigan. Benson says if the court rules in favor of same-sex marriage, the 14 states, including Michigan, where there are bans, would have to allow same-sex couples to get married.
So if they actually say laws against same-sex marriage is constitutional, then you're going to see automatically a lot of those 36 states are suddenly going to flip and they're going to outlaw same-sex marriages again.
Benson says we haven't seen a case of this magnitude since the Supreme Court ruled in Roe versus Wade in 1973.
But I think it could be one of the biggest decisions in our lifetime, yes.
It's an issue that has seen a shift in public support over the years. In the most recent poll done by Gallup last year, 55% approve of same-sex marriage, something Benson says the High Court does pay attention to.
I do believe that they do feel that wave, and they're just kind of going to get on the wave. So yeah, you know, they really do look at public opinion, but I think a little more subtly than most people give them credit for.
Ultimately, he says we can look at past decisions the court has made to guess what they may decide on this issue.
So the smart money is on the Supreme Court in a 5-4 decision. Justice Kennedy authoring it is probably going to find that laws against same-sex marriage are unconstitutional based upon those earlier cases, especially the Windsor decision.
Now, 36 states already allow same-sex marriages. Michigan, Kentucky, Ohio, and Tennessee all have bans, and they will be those states that are at the center of this decision with the Supreme Court.
So many watching this very closely. Now, you said that they'll take up the case in April, so then how soon could we actually see a decision?
We are expecting a decision from the High Court by late June. And one other thing to point out with this case that Kurt Benson pointed out is that in a normal Supreme Court case, the sides have an hour to argue in front of the justices. Well, the Supreme Court realized the magnitude of their decision, how important this is to so many people in the nation, and they are now allowing for 2.5 hours worth of arguments for this one.
Oh, wow. History in the making.
Absolutely. We'll be watching.
Thank you for that insight, Tom. Well, earlier today, we also heard from the couple at the center of the Michigan case, saying they were very pleased, to say the least.
We saw something that was wrong, and we decided we needed to make it right. And, you know, to anybody else, what I'll say to you is stand up for what you believe in, because that's what we're doing.
Of course, we will continue to follow this Supreme Court decision, bringing you analysis from every side right here on 24 Hour News 8 and on WoodTV.com.